The premise is to help demystify the process of buying, understanding, and pretty much looking at the philosophy of why we use cosmetics. That's all what you're here for, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, the Fire Emblem panel is down there, so if you made a left turn at Albuquerque, okay, so my name, everybody calls me G. I've been cosplaying for at least 10 years. Now, for some of you wondering what my qualifications are to teach you about makeup, well, there was that, I actually have no qualifications.
Awesome.
And which is what makes me think that I can deliver this panel the best. Because I know almost as much as you, Jack Crud. So, I would assume for you, I'm actually very surprised to see women in the audience. Are you the one who dragged your male friends here? Like, this is why you look like Crud! Come here! No, I don't need makeup. Yes, you do! This guy's gonna tell you why you're an idiot! Y'all have conversations like that, right? So, pretty much, for the men out there, for the men, who here has never actually worn makeup in their cosplay? Never. Even if, like, as far as women applying the makeup for you, never, right? Never, okay. So see, I was like you, but a naive, happy cosplayer, didn't wear makeup, would wear wigs, would wear matching outfits, until I had a tragic incident where I was shot in the face with an HD camera up close, and I saw every single dimple and blemish and pimple, and I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. And then, just like Batman in the Batcave, I went, no more! And I learned the ways of makeup. Try to. And that's why I'm here to help you make the transition a little bit easier. So, for a brief show of hands, who here is a little intimidated just by the idea of wearing makeup itself? It's like, you know, I don't feel right wearing it on my face. I don't think it's something for me. Like, why should I do this? Or if you're still stuck in a few years in the past, makeup is only made for women, and I'm a manly man that do manly things. A lipstick is just a substitute crayon to draw on the mirror. So, newsflash, if anybody here thinks like that, the most badass manly men in cinema and TV wear makeup. If you're in a position where your public image is very important, those individuals wear lots and lots of makeup. Now, for those who feel uncomfortable because they feel, anybody here feel uncomfortable with makeup? Like the idea of it, like you're uncomfortable because you're presenting a false version of yourself? The way I see makeup, makeup is not like Photoshop. Makeup is like an editor for a book. It is still your story, it is still your words, but all the editor's doing is getting rid of some of the bad stuff and accenting some of the good. So that's what makeup is. Makeup is not a lie, it's more so a better, more idealistic picture and image of what you could be. Because that's what we are when we cosplay. We cosplay as individuals that are very idealistic, very heroic. You look up to the characters you want to be. So why not actually have yourself match that image in your mind? Now, who here doesn't even know what makeup does? Like, you all think it's just like some dust and liquid that you splash on your face. Like, what is makeup supposed to do? Anybody completely clueless on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, how many of you men have had an incident where you made a cosplay, it looked great, you posed great, and you looked at yourself and I look horrible. Like my face was hit with a tomato can. Or is that Vaseline all over my cheeks? Or Or you just suddenly noticed a giant pimple and blemishes on your left cheek in all HD glory. Has that ever happened to you? Oh, this guy's putting his head down. That's not embarrassment, that's honesty. That is honesty. I like you. I love you. What's happened to me too? I got shot in the face. Makeup for the most part hides our flaws and accents what we have. So, I've talked about, actually I want to know why some of you here, why are you actually at this panel? What do you want to learn?
How to make my cosplays look better.
Correct. That's what makeup is. Makeup helps, it's the finishing touch, the final layer, that one extra element that separates a good photo of you from a horrible one. I used to do a panel called cosplay character acting, where I went over good poses and how to get in the mind of your character.
You were at Kraken Con.
Yes, I was at Kraken Con.
I was the deity.
Yes, you were. And now you're embarrassed about all your bad makeup stories. Much like in that panel, I had a belief. I believe a bad pose can ruin a good cosplay. And I also have the belief that lack of makeup can ruin a good image. Because let's face it, if you're slaving away hours and hours, days and days on an outfit, it would be a damn waste if you hate every single image of yourself. Right? How many of y'all did that? I'm going to raise my hand for that. All right, so what I want to do is talk about what some basic things are. And I'm actually, let me just, I'm actually going to get real close down here, okay? So everybody, I want you all to group up, get close, make some friends. We're all idiots here. Some of us better looking than others. I was looking at the gentleman. So what I will do is, the purpose of my tutorial and my techniques is not to be the end-all be-all. It's to give you a base knowledge so you could go do an experiment on your own thing. Like, I see the world of makeup as very intimidating. Again, you walk in the makeup aisle, you see foundation with concealer, foundation with primer with sriracha sauce, nail polish, nail liner, all these products, blending brush, Bob Ross blush. You're like, what do I buy? Right? What does this stuff do? I guess this matches, and you slap it on your face, and you look like 2 shades away from being offensive blackface. I mean, and then even worse, you spend like what, $80 at the place. You go to Sephora. You go to Sephora. You think like, hey, I'm gonna go to Sephora because they know everything, and then they rob you blind. It's like they sell you this bottle and it's like $50, and you're like, I guess I need that. I don't need to eat tonight. Cosplay is what's the matter. So I'm going to, this is actually my personal makeup kit. And my roommates are, they're not in themselves because they see this stupid bag in the bathroom. Now my makeup, 95% of it is bought at Target and Walmart. My brushes, Target. My techniques I learned on YouTube. So what I'm telling you is, this right here is cheap stuff. For the premise of this panel, I like cheap stuff. Cheap stuff is amazing, okay? So first off, I'm not gonna knock, when it comes to, let's talk about shopping. In the end, if it looks good, that's it, okay? Now, if some sort of makeup connoisseur knows better, they probably do. But what I'm trying to say is that for beginners, every guy here is starting, you want to start cheap. Does anyone know why you want to start cheap? Outside of it's cheap. Anybody?
So that way you can experiment.
Correct. You can experiment and practice. If you buy expensive makeup, you're going to treat it like elixirs in Final Fantasy, as in never use it. You're going to have like 80 bajillion bottles of it and stuff, and they're like, oh no, it's 2 gallons, but if I dip my brush on it, it's like 101.99 gallons. You want to experiment and you want to practice. If you're practicing the morning of you If you're first applying your makeup for the first time with the first technique on the morning of your cosplay, you are too late. And every inch of ridicule and self-loathing is well earned. So, what's the first rule of buying makeup when we started off? Buy cheap. Everybody?
Buy cheap.
That's right. So, for me, first I'm going to open the bag. So, there are a few elements of a basic layer of a basic set of makeup. First, you have a set of primer. I will talk about what this is. You have a primer. You have a foundation, and if you're really smart, you have a concealer, and if you value your cosplay and your eyesight, you have setting powder. Women, you know what I'm talking about, right? Setting powder. This will save your face. I'll get back to this later. Oh, and you need brushes, but that's it, all right? Blush, lipstick, contour, eyeshadow. Needed? No. Most appreciated? Yes. At this stage, we can ignore it. Because the job of the basic makeup that I'm going to teach you is pretty much how to not look like crap. That's it. How to not look like crap. Alright? Now there's all these extra techniques of making your cheekbones look good, and slimming your nose, and giving yourself extra moles, covering your eyebrows and making them look like they match your wig, factoring your income taxes. I don't care, okay? I don't care. Actually, wait up. Your
What?
skin tone doesn't match mine, you're lucky. I thought I could have a guinea pig in this audience. Now, let me explain what each thing does. So a primer is essentially a layer, is a product that goes on, oh, by the way, women, if you want to, or actually makeup experts, I don't want to generalize. Anybody who knows anything about makeup, if you want to chime in about something, like extra detail, or if I'm flat out wrong, tell me, all right? That was an okay, right? Okay, God, I thought I was already wrong before I said something. A primer is a product that you place on your face to help the makeup bind to your skin. I already got those up! Woo! So a lot of common sense, you would think that foundation goes on first. It's primer. The reason why you want to put on primer is that the makeup blends in better. I like to use liquid foundation. Foundation comes in two varieties, liquid and powder. Personal preference. Without a primer, if you put your foundation on as is, you basically look like you're wearing a mask. Yes?
It also covers up so if you have white pores, it makes it so they're not visible.
Yeah.
Your foundation on.
It makes your pores not visible. Another thing that primer does is because it helps the makeup, the foundation blend into your skin, it allows you to use less product. There's a common phrase in the makeup world. It's cliche, but it's true. Less is more. Unless you're on.
God damn.
Less is more. What I'm trying to say is you don't need to cake this stuff on. It's always easier to add more product than to take it away. All right? It's like, you know, the makeup equivalent of version of equivalent exchange. It's always easier to add more than to take it away. Primer allows the makeup to bind to your skin, makes it look more natural, and it helps let it stay longer. Now, there's multiple things you can use a primer. If you're completely unsure, if you go to Sephora's, they sell this wonderful product called Smashbox. It's the little Smashbox bottles. They're this small. It's really great. It's really amazing. But this small bottle is $20. Okay? Now, here's one of my favorite cheats. Well, first off, primer you can use, easy primer is moisturizer. That's it. Lotion. Lotion is a great, cheap primer. Pretty much if your skin is moist and hydrated and not dry, it'll take the makeup in easier. Now, my favorite primer is a Moistat Chafing Relief anti-chafing powder gel that you buy at the feminine care aisle. What? Wait,
That's it.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Now, the reason why is some brilliant chemist found out that the chemical equivalent in a $20 Smashbox primer is very, very, very similar to a $6 anti-chafing powder gel.
What's the brand? Yeah.
Monistat, M-O-N-I-S-T-A-T. If you can't understand what I'm saying, Mary Oscar Navarro Igloo Sierra Tango Alpha Tango. Yes, I know the military alphabet. So one of the great things about this product, besides it being cheap, besides it being on a similar consistency of Smashbox primer, which is very good product, so I'm not knocking it, is that because it's an anti-chafing powder gel, it regulates the moisture and oils on your face, allowing the makeup to stay there longer and allowing your face to be a less sweaty mess. If you look at it, I am wearing a three-piece suit in a crowded room, and you don't see me sweating up a storm. It's because this stuff is on my face. And if you know anything about makeup, if you introduce sweat to makeup, it's not a pretty picture, right? Okay, so after you apply the primer, which you only need a pea drop of, then what I like to do is, now people are divided. They either like to apply the foundation, or they like to apply their concealer, and then foundation over it. I'm the second group. So this is concealer. Concealer is the magic eraser of the makeup world. You got little dots you don't want to see, concealer. You got a mustache line over it, concealer. You got a mole, concealer. Your parents are coming over, you didn't cook dinner, Yelp. So that's the product of concealer. And I'm going to resist cracking a Frozen joke right now. I am? Leave it in your head, I ain't doing it. Thank you. So, for my purpose, I like to buy Maybelline products. That is a personal preference. The reason why I like Maybelline products is that they adjust their tones to a number. So for me, my tone for foundation is 210. And they also keep these tones consistent with their concealer. So so that's the great thing about Maybelline, is that it's very difficult for someone to buy a mismatch concealer and foundation. You want to buy them together. Now, so the wig. Men, I skipped over an important step. When you apply makeup, especially if you're playing an anime character, someone who's very clean shaven, you need to shave first. You need to shave first. Now, what I have learned is that one of my biggest fears, especially playing younger characters, is the dreaded 5 o'clock shadow or the mustache line. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Huh? Oh, was that a correction, or was that a... Yes. You're trying to play Kirito and you look like you're some sort of sleazy dude across the bar with that little, like, pencil mustache. Like, I'm the Black Swordsman. Shave, okay? A great thing to do, shave the morning of when you cosplay, man. If you want a good shave, now I used to get my upper lip waxed and then I slapped myself because it hurt. One of my favorite things to shave with is a safety razor. Anybody here shaved with safety razors before? Good stuff, right? The great thing about a safety razor is that you can shave really close, really often, because with cartridge razors you have to wait at least like an inch or like 5 centimeters of growth. For a safety razor, if you have barely stubble, that's still short enough to be shaved off. Plus, you can buy 100 blades for 20 bucks. Now, I'm not gonna, yes, Gumshoe?
What about electric razors?
Electric razors, those are also a good start. See, what some people like to do is either they'll just safety razor the entire beard, or electric razor and then use the safety razor to clean things up. That's really if you want the clean, the super clean baby face look like what I got going on here. Like you're playing Gumshoe, so the little stubble can work. I just skipped over, so shaving.
Electric shavers also don't go as close as weights do. So even with an electric shaver, you'll still have some stubble going on.
So this is a very important element is shaving for our cosplay. So now that I got back, yes.
I don't know if this is an issue if you shave so early on before putting your makeup. Do guys worry about color correction because your beard's gonna have like a blue undertone? I know drag queens normally will put like an orange kind of makeup over their beard area, so when they put their makeup over it, it blends a more even tone. But I don't know if that's a concern with cosplay because it's a very different kind of.
That is a realm I don't know because I'm Asian and I can't grow a big beard if my life depended on it. My friend is Russian and he can grow a beard in his sleep. He can grow a beard in his sleep, then wait, shave it up, then have another beard and give that beard to me. So for definitely men with bigger beards, like the gentleman up here who have these fantastic beards in mutton chops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want to show it off, huh? That's definitely you want a YouTube for. YouTube is your best friend. Y'all use it for cosplay, use it for makeup. Alright? Write that in big bold letters if anyone's taking notes. YouTube is your friend. So, where was it? Yes, concealer. Now, after you hit your troubled areas with your concealer, and if you're still confused what's a troubled area, it's any area that you feel a little on, and you don't want to see up close. You like to apply your foundation. Now, one thing I did not talk about is brushes. There are makeup kit brushes that you can buy that are composed of different types of brushes. For men, you don't typically need all of those starting off. For me, I have a foundation brush. I have a blender brush, which because I like to practice contouring. Actually, you know, we're just gonna put all of my contouring brushes here, and we're only gonna talk about the essentials, which is a foundation brush. That's it. Actually, I do have, where'd it go? Aha! There's one other essential brush, and that is a kabuki brush for your setting powder. Men, these are the only brushes you need up close. Alright? Literally, if you don't know how to shop for a foundation brush, there's this wonderful skill called reading. It literally says foundation brush. Pretty much almost all, like, I don't know how it is for me, ladies, but for me, foundation brushes are all created equal. Now, some of them are sloped, some of them are a little bit thicker than others, but you want to experiment. Now, to apply foundation, because you're going to open these bottles, man, and you're going to look at the bottle like this. And it's going to look like some sort of elixir bottle, and you're going, how do I get the makeup out of this? And then you're going to try to stick the brush in there, or you're going to probably get like a paper towel and spill it on the table and scoop it up. But my favorite canvas for holding your makeup is the back of your hand. Ladies, you've done that technique before. The back of your hand. Literally, all you do is you take your makeup and you dab it on the back of your hand, and then like Bob Ross, you just load up the brush. When applying makeup, you typically want to start from the nose and paint out. The reason why you want to paint out is that you distribute the makeup to the back. Because if you do up and down, it's going to look uneven, but you go back. And literally all you do is just paint your face. The purpose of foundation is to even your skin tone. That's what foundation does. It evens your skin tone. The concealer gets stuff away, but the foundation makes everything look the same. Am I? Yes.
With concealer, a little bit goes a long way, otherwise we'll end up with like a big patch that's unnecessary.
Correct. Did you hear that?
A little bit goes a long way on the concealer.
Yes, a little bit goes a long way, because with Maybelline, if you buy concealer that matches your foundation, you'll actually see the concealer brush blend with the foundation and just carry over. And you will notice a physical change. Now, let's talk about Let's talk about color, all right? I've talked about what the products do, but I want to take a segue. What color do you buy? Now, most drugstores and most makeup brands, especially Maybelline, and by the way, this panel was not presented or sponsored or affiliated in any way with Maybelline makeup. Hashtag not sponsored. They usually have a color palette listed right under foundation. And bless Target and Walmart employees, they organize their makeup very well. It will say foundation. Some say foundation with concealer. That means that concealer is mixed in with the foundation. I personally like to keep them separate just because I have better control of where the product goes. Now, all you want to do is you find this shade, this line of shade. It looks like a color, like literally a bunch of colors. You know, it goes from dark to light. You take your back of your hand and you bro fist the counter. You bro fist the counter and then you line it up where you want to go. And the reason why we use the back of our hand is because this is more accurate to your skin tone on your face because it sees just as much sun. If I were to use the palm of my hand, it would be a lot paler. And if I were to use my knee, well, I'm very flexible and stupid. Now, an interesting thing about buying your foundation is you have 3 choices where to go. You can try to buy an exact match. You could go a little bit darker, or you could go a little bit lighter. Now there's a certain range. There's a certain range, and really what you want to find that range is through experimentation, which is easy because we buy cheap. Yes! So for me personally, I found my shade, which was 220, and then I bought 1 shade lighter. The reason why I did that is because I play a lot of pretty boy characters, and I'm very tan. So I wanted to get a little bit of a paler look to me. But it's not so pale that it looks like I'm a mime. Okay? Now the other thing you want to do is you also want to find your darker shade because that's also good if you want to go into the realm of contouring. Because you don't want to go really pale and then really, 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 really dark. Or else when you put the lines in your face you look like you just popped out of Borderlands or something. Or some sort of cel-shaded game. Well, y'all got that joke, y'all on the up and up. I like you guys. I like you guys. So anybody confused with how to find your shade, men? Any confusion?
Oh, sir.
Okay, good, yeah. So remember, bro fist the counter and go a shade, match, slightly darker, slightly lighter. It is up to your call. Now, after you apply all that, after you have a nice even skin tone, and you'll notice because your skin will look really, really even, the worst thing you can do is walk away, right? The reason why, because I used to do this, ladies, I'd apply it, I look great, I walk away. And everybody knows, it's like watching a slasher movie and Jason's walking up the steps like, oh my god, this idiot's gonna get killed. I found out this lesson at Anime Expo, Los Angeles Heat. And every few days, I would after I'm done cosplaying, and after I would apply my makeup, walk away, I noticed that my collar was very brown. And I also noticed that my eyes would sting. Anybody want to guess what was happening to my face? You haven't spoken in a while. The makeup was melting and going into my eyes and going into my shirt. Yeah, it was like the Ark of the Covenant from Indiana Jones. That was his joke that I stole. So since I stole it, everybody credit me, okay? My joke, right? Yeah, see, sorry, man. So, remember how we talked about this magic gift right here? Pop quiz, what is this?
Setting powder.
Who can guess what the purpose of setting powder is?
Set powder that makes it set.
Rule 1 of English, don't use the word to define itself. Anybody, any guesses?
The bonding agent that makes it stick to your face permanently.
Wait, did you just say it's a bonding agent that makes it stick to your face?
Yes.
Oh, look at you, all scientific here. It's a bonding agent.
You don't want that answer. What do you want?
No, I'm just No, you're absolutely.
What fun man?
You're absolutely correct. Setting powder is what keeps your makeup durable. Because men, let me tell you something. How many men here have had their girlfriends or friends put on makeup on their face for them? How many men in this audience, keep your hands up, got really scared when you had to scratch your own face? And then when your friend said, let's go out to lunch, how many went, oh crap? Yeah, it happened. And then you're trying to drink water by doing your best fish impression. I'm gonna have this pizza.
Yeah.
My face, and then you sneeze, and you're like, oh no. Aren't you gonna wipe the snot? It'll dry. Setting powder removes that paranoia.
Is the same thing as finishing powder?
Huh?
Is the same thing as finishing
Yes, setting powder is finishing powder. I can do this to my face. And nothing changed. Now, setting powder is one of the places where I like to splurge on. Now, you can buy finishing powder, you can buy finishing spray. Ben 9 is a godsend for that product. I see a hand in the audience. What's up?
So I need your opinion on something.
Okay, you know my zero credential, unexpert opinion on something.
For full, because setting powder can get a little pricey en masse. So for full body paint, something that I've done in the past is use baby powder instead. And it seems to work exactly the same. Like it lightens the shade a little. But for like really huge amounts of makeup, just using baby powder seems to work really well.
How long were you in body paint?
All day.
Okay, so that is a good alternative. I'm going to go ahead and say consider that as an option as baby powder. You want to test it yourself. For makeup, using makeup is like drawing. There's a million ways to get to the right decision. Notice that notice I didn't say baby powder was wrong. Notice that I didn't say my way is better. It's just ways to get to the same destination. And I think that's one of the reasons why makeup is so intimidating to get into. Because you hear like 1,000,001 techniques and you're like, which one's the best? So the purpose here, to reiterate, is to give you a technique to follow. So back to the setting powder, I like to splurge on this. This is Krylon Anti-Shine Powder. That's Kryolan. This is theater grade powder. If anybody knows anything about actors, they spend a lot of time moving, a lot of time sweating, a lot of time in costume, and a lot of time under big, hot, flashy lights. Does these conditions sound familiar to us? Everybody hum the Jeopardy theme, let's go. It's cosplay if you haven't realized it.
It wasn't the formal question.
What is cosplay?
That is the eternal question.
That is the eternal question. But after that, you're done. Like seriously, some of you men are thinking, that's it? Yeah, that's it. Ladies, am I right? That's it. That's all you need. Some foundation, a primer, a concealer, foundation, a brush, and setting powder. Boom! You're done. Yes?
I have a couple tips.
Oh, tips.
Okay, because I have really particular sensitive skin, so I've tried everything. So, if you have really oily skin, if you don't know where to start, try powder foundation. It tends to be better and remove some of the oil to make your face less shiny. If you have really dry skin, make sure you moisturize. The foundation is going to look a lot like visible, cracky texture in your face. And maybe go for a liquid or a cream type of foundation.
That is actually a very important element I forgot to mention. Thank you very much. You're awesome. You're awesome, sensitive skin. Foundation comes in not only they come in not only powder or liquid, but some are made for oily skin, some are made for dry skin, some are made for normal temperament skin. You want to find out what's best for you, because the worst thing you want to do is break out into a rash or be utterly miserable. Yes.
Since you mentioned a rash, that's also why you don't wait till the day of your event to try on your makeup, because if you break into a rash, you will cry, because it will not be gone by the time you want to go to your event.
Correct. Unless you're like a Steven Universe cosplay, and then you have probably one of the most convincing red faces out there. But yes, this is, men, this is the importance of practicing. You want to practice and get it. Yeah, oh, I see a hand.
I am a makeup artist, so.
Oh shoot, I hope I've not been suddenly insulting your craft.
No.
Because you know a lot more than me, okay?
If you're worried that a foundation is going to break you out, test it on your wrist, because that's the most sensitive part of your body, or it's a sensitive part of your body, and if it breaks out there after about like 4 hours or so, you probably should not use that foundation.
And a lot of times at certain makeup places, they'll actually allow you to try some of the products out. That's one of the reasons why Sephora is great, because they usually give you a test run. So,
Also department stores.
yes, also department stores. Another help, another tidbit, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be like, don't walk into a makeup department. Well, yeah, you know, my girlfriend needs some makeup, and I'm wondering what she wants. You know, she's kind of built like me and has my tone, and she's kind of dealing with 5 o'clock shadows issues. So, what do you think would be best for me? I mean her. Department store people have seen it all. So this is not time for you to be embarrassed. You already spent a majority of your con jumping around in neon-colored wigs and crazy clothes. Why are you being embarrassed going and buying a product at a store with respected business legally? It's not gonna feel like that. You're gonna be like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. Now believe me, that was me when I first bought makeup at Sephora. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna be like the most flamboyant person there. And it was the same day as Gay Pride, and I felt completely okay. That's actually a true story. That's my first shopping experience. No, my first one buying makeup. No, not shopping. That's the joke not worthy to steal. You can keep that one. You can keep that one. But does anybody here have just, you know, any other questions, especially for the newbies that they want to ask me or the other knowledgeable, they left. Oh, that's a lie. People here. What's up?
For a small tip, if you use a color that's different from your regular tone, like if you do go lighter, be sure to blend it into your neck so you don't end up looking like you're wearing con makeup.
Yeah, that's important. Blending, I like to blend, when I go up, I like to blend into my forehead because the wig is covered, and I like to blend down so it doesn't look like I have a mask. Another thing you want to do is when you bring your makeup up, you want to go to your ears. You want to go like down here. That's very important because it's going to look really dumb when your face looks really good and then you turn and then nothing here. And also, men, if you're looking for contouring, I don't know if we're going to talk about contouring in this panel, I didn't intend to, but if you want to look into contouring, you always buy the darker foundation based off the foundation you are using, not your current skin tone. That's very important. Question?
Actually, no.
Tip? I take 20s and 5s.
If you're using a straight razor and you have sensitive skin.
Wait, did you say straight razor?
Yes.
Oh, wow, badass.
If you're using a straight razor, you have sensitive skin. My first tip is to not use a straight razor. My second tip would be coconut oil, shea butter, or cocoa butter. Because it will break you out. The last thing you need is a breakout on the day that you have a cosplay. I'm sorry, can you repeat again? If you're using a straight razor, I highly recommend moisturizer your skin. Coconut oil, shea butter, or cocoa butter.
So we've already talked about our essentials. Primer, foundation, concealer, a brush, setting powder, a brush to apply the setting powder or finishing powder or a spray. There's one more essential thing you want to use. That's a makeup remover. One of my favorite go-tos is a Neutrogena named Makeup Remover Wipe. I love using those for a multitude of reasons. It's this big stack of wipes. They come out like tissues, and all you do is just wipe your face. I like using them. I use two. One to prep my face to eliminate the oils. It also cleans the back of my hand, because we remember we use the back of our hands as easels. What was I saying? Why I like using them. I like using them for that reason. And oh, hey, thanks for showing up. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that's yeah, that volleyball series, right? Yeah. All right. Yo, have a good time, all right? Thanks for stopping by. This is not me being sarcastic, okay? Thanks for showing up.
That's a great panel.
No problem. If you, makeup removers also come in lotions. Sometimes I notice it's just lotion in general is a good emergency makeup remover, right? Yeah, it's a good emergency makeup remover. I like Neutrogena because it also helps moisturize your face. Because you're gonna learn this, man, that one of the best feelings after cosplay, second to taking your wig off at the hotel room and showering, is removing your makeup. Because you're gonna go, which is why, one of the reasons why we want to apply the makeup relatively light. To let our skin breathe and not feel so heavy. You can tell when you apply too much makeup because your face is gonna feel like, bleh, lack of a scientific term. So I think, do you guys want to cover the optional stuff since we got time, or do you want to talk about the basics more? What do you guys feel?
Contouring.
Huh?
Contouring.
Yes, contouring is part of the optional stuff.
Yes.
And eyeliner.
Eyeshadow and eyeliner.
Eyeshadow and eyeliner.
Yes.
Yes, you had a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you deal with, oh wait, I want to ask, does makeup cause acne for you at all? Just wondering.
If you properly clean your face, wipe yourself, wipe the makeup off and make sure you, exfoliate and take good care. If you wash your face, it won't cause acne. Acne is the byproduct of bacteria and germs that are left behind on your face.
Don't sleep in your makeup.
Yes. Coconut is like coconut water and coconut oil is like the answer to everything. Coconuts are just like one of the super fruits. It's like the kale of cosmetics. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some optional stuff. Everybody got a good idea of how to do the basics? Yeah, y'all better make sure you do the basics the next time you come. And then you're gonna do it and then kick yourself that you haven't done it before. Like, dang, this looks good. Dang, I look good. Now my girlfriend doesn't have to hound me all this time, and now I get to keep all my photos. Now, for the optional stuff, I usually like to keep a small detail brush, a darker foundation, so this is a 325 from Maybelline. This was adjusted based off of the shade of foundation I bought.
What's the original shade?
Huh?
What's the original shade color?
Well, it doesn't matter for me because we don't have the same skin tones. I use a 210 because I bro-fisted the counter. You might be a different shade.
I just want to see how far. Well, so how did you decide the darker shade? How dark?
Literally, I took my shade and then I added 2 to it.
Okay.
Like I went boom, boom. And that was also through experimentation. I also use, I have this other detail brush. And that is because, this is my cheat, I have highlighter makeup, which I actually bought from Sephora. But this is used very sparingly, and it's still good. Oh, that's another thing, man. Well, take this as you will. You only really apply your makeup 3 to 4 times a year. So go ahead and experiment. And the makeup artist here will also say make sure, because you use your makeup so sparingly, to check when it expires. When does it expire? How long does liquid makeup usually last?
It lasts quite a while.
Oh, good, because this is like at the 1 year mark and hasn't hurt my face. I also have, oh, that's lipstick because I cosplay JoJo. Yes, I cosplay JoJo. Rohan. He should be Rohan, the greatest character ever. I also have an eyeliner pencil. So, for strictly cosmetics purposes, the purpose of eyeliner, you know, it's that thing that emo people wear when they draw and then you have these it's to draw attention to your eyes. It's to draw attention to your eyes. So if you're wearing contacts and you're especially if you're playing like a very pretty, you know, dainty character, an eyeliner around the eyes is a great way to give a small visual pop. And the best part about it, it's very subtle. It's also one of the scariest things to apply.
Made by the devil.
Yeah.
It's made by the devil. Because what you have to do is, first up, you gotta take this sharp pencil, okay, maybe not as sharp, slightly dull pencil. You close your eyes, but you don't want to close your lid so tight that it gets all folded over. You gotta close it so tightly, and then you go from the inside. Key tip: applying anything, especially to the eyes, you go in, then out. Who wants to know? Does anyone know why we don't go out to in? Here, let me make it easy. What looks safer? I draw a line like this, or I draw a line like this. What is safer? Any guesses? Good, you all pass. You all pass. So remember how we go from in to out for makeup to make sure it blends? For eye products, we go in to out because we value our eyeballs. So what you need to do is you basically draw a line slightly up here, and you need a mirror, so I'm not going to do this, and you just go right here and you go follow the lid out. Now, if you want, you could add a little flourish to the end by making it go a little bit longer, but typically you want to have it end at the point of your eye. And then, that was the easy part. Because the hard part is you want to get the bottom lid. What you have to do is you fold your eye down, and there's this wonderful place it's called the wet line, and it goes right underneath your eye. And what you do is you color that going out to in and out, because if you do this with your eye down here, that's really stupid, and I'm gonna laugh at you. And you color that gently, and you're done. That's eyeliner. Is this needed for everything? No. The heavy from Team Fortress is not going to be using eyeliner. I buy from Hot Topic. I am fabulous, Doctor. Actually, that sounds kind of funny. Maybe you should start wearing eyeliner. No.
4 stars in JoJo's.
So, eyeshadow is another way to help make your eyes pop. And I know jack diddly about eyeshadow. Who wants to take that part of the test for me?
Can you share a small tip regarding?
Well, actually, what's the purpose of eyeshadow? Why do we use it, especially if it's a male character?
I don't know for male makeup, I know for more so for female.
All right, well, let's start with there.
Yeah, I guess, well, more for female makeup, it's for adjusting what seems higher or lower on, particularly around your eyes. So lighter colors will make areas that are more recessed pop out, and areas that are creased, if you want to do something darker, it makes it look more recessed. So it contours your eyes like you contour your face.
Good, that was actually a very brief one. I wanted to see how long it was by judging how sore my arm would be holding its pose. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hand, yes.
One thing is, if you're Asian and you have a monolid, it's going to take a lot more eyeliner or eyeshadow to actually...
Wait, what is a monolid for those who don't know?
So I guess like a normal eyelid where you can see the eyelid, that would be considered a double eyelid, but a mono eyelid
Google image is your friend. Google image is your friend. These are certain things you need to look out for. Now, let's talk about contouring. Pop quiz, what's contouring? Who wants to explain that to me? Any of the women in the audience?
Using darker, lighter shades to sort of de-emphasize or re-emphasize your face. If you want higher cheekbones, you can darker around the cheek and highlight around the top of the cheek. Sort of like eyeshadow and the rest of your face.
Correct. Basically, contouring is Adobe Lightroom for your face. You're pretty much playing light bender. You make certain features pop out with shadow, or you make features recess with light. The two of the most typical places, especially for men, that you want to contour are your cheekbones and your nose. Like, those are the easy ones. There's others like your temples, your chin, and all that. Yeah, a little bit beyond my expertise. But typically, for me, I like to use a darker foundation for the shadow, and I like to use a highlighter for the light. So by having a dark patch with something reflecting light, we create the illusion that there is a shadow there. So with your cheekbones, an effect is we can get high cheekbones for a dignified look, or if you're playing like a really worn out character, having a really recessed cheek with contouring is really good. So even though you have big puffy cheeks, by contouring, it kind of looks like you have a bit of a chiseled face. And all you want to do is find your cheekbones. And the easiest way to find your cheekbones is, well, not that much, but you get the picture. Right here. Literally, you feel it. You feel it. And what I like to do is I like to just take my brush and kind of eyeball a line. All you do is you take your highlighter and you draw on the cheekbone. Then you take your detail brush with the dark foundation and you draw on the cheekbone. Then you blend. There's many ways to blend. Some people like to use a blending sponge, which is like this big teardrop shaped sponge, which is amazing. I have this blending brush, and you want to blend down the cheek, not up, not up. Because then you're blending your temple. You go down the cheekbone and make that way the product goes in the cheek. It sounded a lot cooler in my head. That actually was cooler. And that's contouring. For those of the more advanced ones, what other areas would you normally contour for like a male face?
A male face, you would do chin, nose. You could do the forehead to make it look more like squared off. That's usually a more masculine. The temples, jawbone, or the cheekbones. But that's really it. Like, you don't really want to contour too much.
Yeah, that's all the areas that happen. Now, as a little caveat, men, when you start using this makeup, I want you to remember one little fact, okay? Women do this bullshit on a daily basis. All right? So take that process and multiply it by 365 days. Yeah, show some appreciation, okay? So that's the first, I want to give that little caveat, because when you do that, you're like, oh my God, my sister does this, my girlfriend does this on a daily basis, oh shit. And when you start doing the makeup and you understand this, don't make fun of them when they use the bathroom a little bit longer, because you're going to be that person.
So I do a lot of crossplay.
You do?
Tips for kind of looking more feminine. Probably not you, maybe someone out in the audience, maybe you.
Well, actually, I do. I cosplayed Rintosca, and I looked amazing, and then I would scare people with my hentai girl voices. It's scary. It's scary, and I don't think you guys want to hear that.
Yes, yeah, we do.
No, you don't. You're all sick. I'm gonna turn around so I don't see anybody lose. Okay, now that I'm not responsible for any damage done. And with that, it's over. I got the red guys have been amazing. I promise, maybe I'll have slides, but I kind of like holding up stuff. You guys are great. Stick around if you want to ask questions. We gotta get the heck out of here.